holy tiny resentment thing that really so what I think is for Mitch Marner, this is awesome. This is the best thing for him because he's an ecosystem here, Kip. So go ahead. He's an ecosystem. We had his skating coach on the first year that we were here. We all know the people that are around him and in his ear a lot. I think it's going to be great for him. Good contract, good team.
Yeah.
Take your wife, take your baby. Start a life where hopefully it's a little quieter and he can, have that joy. I think Mitch is going to have big years in the next few years. I'm not just saying that. I really do.
But and in this market, ultimately won't care because they'll be focused on the Leafs as they should be. So that's great for Mitch. It's great for Vegas that he goes on and lives happily ever after.
Everyone I just mentioned.
But where does that leave the Leafs now?
Well, they need to figure out how to spend this money, and it's
going
to be hard to get better.
What money? I'm not sure there's how much money is out there and where is it going?
Well, you haven't had Matthias Michelli making 3.4 and Nick Waugh making 3, like guys that are behind the core 4 who make any money. That hasn't been a thing that they've been able to do. So,
but just to use what happened today as an example, boys, think about, Brock Besser goes back to the Canucks after, publicly his general manager who signed the contract being like, yeah, we couldn't get anything for him at the deadline. And it's like, yeah, we basically drove him out of town and they end up re-signing him. It's like Leafs management never said anything close to that bad about Mitch Marner. And it's like this slighted feeling. It's like if Brock Besser can re-sign in Vancouver after what they said about it, Mitch could re-sign here.
Yeah, I don't blame him for not wanting to, by the way. But yes, he could.
Listen, it's not even it's not apples to apples.
Well, it's a comparable situation.
No, it's not because Brock didn't feel like it was unsafe to leave his house. Mitch did, guys. Okay? Garbage thrown over his house, golf balls thrown, meeting police some nights after the playoffs, death threats. Come on. It's like no good. No good. He had to leave. He just had to leave. And it's not just about, I guess, I don't know.
Then I wish he had said that a year earlier.
Right?
Yeah.
If he had to.
So,
yeah. The fans weren't mean to him the summer before?
Good chance.
Yeah.
It was uncomfortable for him. And it was just, he just had enough. Mm-hmm. Just had enough. He just needs a fresh change.
And it's best for everyone. Like I said, I think it's good.
Yeah. Okay, so Leafs now.
Yeah. How do they get
where there is no free agent to sign right now for $7 or $8 million to replace him now. Yeah. So where are the Leafs? Like Michelli, okay. I hear good things about his playmaking.
Some people are calling him Dollarama Marner.
He's, the thought is he's competitive. I don't know where it stood with Utah. I'm like,
what happened there?
What happened there? They say they had a lot of other guys that were similar, and he was just one of the many small guys that they had that found himself on the outside looking in. But he wasn't scratched for 3 games or 13 games. He was scratched for 30 games.
Yeah, Jordan Schmaltz, a former teammate of his, had a whole tweet about him and basically said it was fell out of favor with the coaching staff, lost his confidence, suffered a mild injury that was kind of nagging. One of those years where everything just goes to hell in a handbasket. I hope he's the guy he's been in the past. The one thing I do worry about is will he get that opportunity? Because the year he had 60 points in the league, or in another year he had 50, presumably he's playing first-line power play
on a terrible team.
Right. So is he going to get those looks here? Maybe he will.
Good stats, bad team guy.
Could be, but also there's opportunity here where they haven't had left wingers. Like Bobby McMahon didn't grab a top 6 spot for me in the last half of the year.
I would be telling you that if you're heading into September or early October and your plan is Matthias Michelli top 6, I'm terrified of what the outcome of the Toronto Maple Leafs season is.
For sure.
I'm looking at Mason Marchment was out there. They make roughly the same amount of money. Why wouldn't
1.2 different?
Why wouldn't you go get Marchment?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that would have been way better.
Why?
Then were they trying to?
Please tell me they were.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Please tell me that when you thought of his availability, you pictured him playing against the Florida Panthers.
Yeah, I think you have to, at some point, you have to have talent on your team. I said on the show, I've been worried about they're getting a lot of bottom six guys and not a whole lot of talent in with Mitch out the door. At least he's someone who can make a play or two. But I get your point that it's like, I still want.
I want playmaking.
They need a hurdle.
Right?
They need someone like that.
Yeah, and I'd gladly give him a chance to prove his playmaking ability because he's got shooters in Tavares, Nylander, and Matthews, and Mitch is the one that fed them, all of them, at some point, either the power play or on a 5-on-5 or a 6-on-5 when they needed a goal. Okay, that guy's gone now, so. Who's picking up those pieces, and what is that power play going to look like without Mitch Marner?
Get ready for Morgan Riley talk.
I do think that's maybe the most interesting question here is, are they going to address them? Like, are they going to say, hey, we need another guy at the top of the power play? The Marner or the Riley experiment, you just can't do it again anymore. You can't do it anymore. We've seen
maybe Oliver Ekman-Larsson again. To try that again.
Doesn't sound he's going anywhere soon.
Riley's
not. No.
Yeah. But I just don't think you can run your top unit.
I would bet that they've had conversations with him and his representation on possibly moving, but the sense that I get is like
no shot.
I wouldn't say no shot. I'd say not right now.
Yeah. Like they also just had a kid. They also recently married. Like it's a tough time to be like, yeah, wherever you want. Just fire me around.
Yeah.
So
you almost got to put him back on right now. On the power play as the top guy. It was Marner. He's gone. Yeah. Who's left?
No. It is him.
Or Oliver Ekman-Larsson.
Yeah.
That's your option if you want to do that. But I'm not sure they do want to do that. We should maybe take a break and reset.
All right.
We're back. 2 hours today. Still plenty of meat on the bone on our Leaf Hour edition of the Real Kipper and Bourne Show. Don't go away. To the Real Kipper and Bourne Show, Leaf Hour edition. July 1st, NHL signing season. I don't know. I didn't look at my computer during the break. I was just watching you eat a chocolate. Anything happening?
I'm just looking up Michael Pezzetta's hockeyfights.com page.
So,
can I tell you why?
Yeah.
I like that he likes to fight. Ryan Reeves got here at the end of his fighting career. He didn't want to fight.
He didn't want to fight it.
He was done.
So he's still under contract.
Yeah, he is.
So we assume that they're just going to bury him in the Marlies all season long. Pezzetta comes in and
well, I wonder if there's a team that wants him. Reeves.
Can he play? Can he play every day?
Who? Pezzetta?
Yeah, Pezzetta.
Pezzetta can play every day.
Every day.
Yeah.
But he couldn't in Montreal?
Fourth line. I don't know. I think it's a preference thing. It depends what you want to do. But the Leafs have the nicest guys on the earth on their team. And this is my thing with Pezzetta. It's just like, you've played against guys. You've been that guy.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, God, they have that one idiot who just stop making eye contact with him. No, sorry. I didn't mean to call you an idiot. I didn't mean to call you an idiot. That one guy who's
I wish I had more of an idiot reputation. Maybe I would have even had more room.
Right. But that's what I mean. Like, there's like, God, don't look at him because he's going to say something. He's going to punch you in the mouth.
His eyes are going to cross. His mouth is going to foam. It's going to be...
Like, what did he fight? 9 times last year? The year before it was 9 times. Like, he's not a perfect player. He doesn't win every fight. I'm just saying, I've been dying for the Leafs to have someone who wants to be that guy. Does that mean
no room for a Tanev? Does it mean that Tanner Janot is thought out there? That type of player is no longer needed.
He's on the Bruins.
No, I know that. But that type of player, are you seeking out another type of player like that, or is it just enough now that... and let's give some love to Steve Lawrence as well, who signed a 3-year deal.
Yes.
At 1.35, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the exact Ryan Reeves contract.
I think if you want to lump in Tavares and Nyes possibly leaving a little money on the table, this guy did too.
Lawrence did.
Yeah, well,
I said yesterday
why-
that he'd be
why would-
4.5 or something.
Why
That's a
wouldn't
little
you?
cheaper.
Why wouldn't you? If you didn't, why wouldn't you cross over the threshold of July 1st just to see what's out there? And there were multiple teams interested in him. He did enough last year to say that he's worthy of a 3-year deal, but I think he could have pushed 1.5, 1.75, but he didn't because he wanted to be a Maple Leaf.
Yeah, and I love a lot of what he can be. I actually was frustrated last year that he didn't get any opportunity up the lineup. Right, there was no day.
They did once.
Did they once? Where?
He played with Matthews tomorrow one game.
For what? Like for a game?
Yeah, or like
Yeah.
period.
Yeah. You know, like
Pick him
I
up.
I thought he's a guy who could probably handle a little bit more. I like his ability. And, big, great forechecker. He
Yeah.
can get pucks for guys. So, yeah.
Is that
Bury it if you have to, but you don't have
Lawton and
Camp.
to. No,
no,
Camp is gone.
Camp's gone.
Yarncroc.
Gone.
Gone.
Well, they're going to try to get rid of them.
This is the office space
Yeah.
needed. What about Nahir? He's gone. Gone.
So that's
Not gonna be
2/3
here
of the fourth
anymore.
line, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the fourth line
They got a lot
As
of
a
guys who look good.
has a chance to be fun.
So the one is perplexing to me is my guy, Pontus Holmberg.
Oh,
now
yeah.
Hey, let's talk about this.
Restricted free agent.